let's see. Hey, we'll go for take, good God, this got to be like 6 or something. Okay, so here we go. Take 238.2. Hey, your old buddy Steve-O here. Just trying to make a 2-day update. It's approximately, I should have looked at this before, but I didn't. It is 5:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, which will soon be gone, thank God. So that's the deal. I'm making a 2-day update report here. I didn't get one done yesterday. Yesterday got away from me. I had a bunch of little stuff I kept doing yesterday, and I did shoot some video yesterday, but it ain't. The only thing that was worthwhile is the sunset that I got, and I'm going to post that later. Other than that, everything I did was long, stupid, and rambling. And I didn't say anything. You know, it was just. I'm about to do it again. It's just been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week. I stay here some days or some weeks. The phone never rings. Nobody, FedEx and UPS don't drop by, or whatever they're delivering, they just chuck on the porch. It doesn't need a signature. I rarely, if ever, see the U.S. Postal Service carrier, but this week, which she had to have something signed for. I got a letter in the mail from my insurance company, car insurance, that they needed me to sign some paperwork and get it back to them before the close of business yesterday. I got it on Thursday. Here's the bad part. It's about my car insurance from February to October. So I don't even know what that means. So I signed it and I got, dropped it off up there. So, but that's the week it's been. The phone has rung off the hook. People have come to the door. Strange cars in the neighborhood that the dog barked at every chance he got. And it's been a nutty, crazy, goofy, different kind of week here. So the inside of my head sounds like a jigsaw puzzle looks right now. I'm trying to put on my blinders so I don't see anything. I had been threatening to write myself some cue cards. I got graph paper right there with notes on it, and as I do right there. So I don't know what to say. I knew that this is like I said, take 298.1 or whatever, because I kept doing this and getting off track, and because that's what's inside my head. I don't know what you want, but I don't have it. Get down, stop it. Okay, this is the other thing. Hey, get over here and lay down. Come on, stop. I don't know what he wants. It ain't time to eat, and he just went out. So this is the kind of stuff that went on this week. Just stuff out of the ordinary. So let's see. Crazy week. Let's see. I'm reading my notes here. Countdown to Monday, and I think that's part of it. I had a bunch of stuff planned I was going to do this week. If I could have done that amount of work this week, I'd still be working for myself and making much better money than I make. I could have built an empire of something, and I don't know what it would have been, but what the heck. You may notice the camera angle looks a little different. My back and legs are bothering me today, so I'm kind of sitting forward on the couch, and I got the camera pushed back, and if I move back, then I'm going to zoom you in. So if it looks like I'm humped over here like I'm about to tackle the camera, it's not going to. It's the way I'm sitting here, but I'm not really going to do that. Again, counting down till Monday. We've got a final time on this. I'm not going to tell you what the final time is. I didn't think about it when I was telling people before and put it online about when the surgery was. That there are actually people out there who, through whatever means, find out these kind of things and then go, well, that person is out, and steal all their cool stuff. Well, we don't have any cool stuff. We got some nice stuff. But I don't want to have to come back from the hospital on Tuesday and find a little dog bound and gagged and all our cool stuff going. So anybody that thinks they can figure out where I live from this and come and get all our cool stuff while we're not here Monday, there will be somebody here Monday, and they will be heavily armed with their own armory, because they like theirs better than mine. So they'll have some of their stuff here and some of my stuff here. I double dog dare you, triple dog dare you to try to come in here. So I mean, just a single dog there, I wouldn't come in here. He's feisty when he gets hot. So that's where we are, and I can't wait for this whole thing to be over on Monday, and we'll have this whole phase behind us, and it really and truly will be the start of kind of, in my mind, a second life kind of thing. Not that the first life I had was a bad deal, but you know, it'll be different to I'm even boring me now. It'll be different for me to be able to go into a clothing store and buy something off of a rack. You know, most of my stuff for the last 20 years or so has been ordered from one of the places that specifically sells stuff for big and tall men. And so it may be a little different to do that, to walk in someplace and buy something. That's pretty much the health front. You know, I'm ready to be done with this. I'm so ready to be done with this. I'm completely over the milkshakes and unflavored protein powder. I managed to get down 2 shakes yesterday and 2 of the protein powder things, which leaves me 1 shy of having everything I'm supposed to have. I'm supposed to do at least 5 shakes, but the broth thing enters into it if you've got that unflavored protein powder. I mean, basically it's a chicken shake or a beef shake. Sounds disgusting, but no milk involved. It's all water, so you mix the powder and water, womp it up in the blender, and drink it or eat it or however you want to do it. So that's what I did yesterday, and I was 1 short, and even at that, I drank all the fluids I was supposed to have. Didn't have any problem with that because I've got a timer on the laptop that goes off every 15 minutes, and when the little bell dings, I take a big slug of water. I turn it off when I'm doing these because I have enough distractions already. But as soon as I get through doing this and start editing, told you, I swear to you I told you. That was a car I never heard before. The people that live up here and live on the other end of the street all have newer, quiet cars. Whatever that was some small 4-banger that was making noises I never noticed before or never heard before. So, what was I talking about? Oh, food yesterday. I drank everything I was supposed to drink yesterday. I had over a gallon of fluids yesterday, which is, you know, more than plenty for, you know, somebody on a liquid diet. That includes some of the fluids and the, you know, fluid in the broth. I didn't count the milkshakes. But when everything was said and done yesterday, my calorie count for the day was 492. And I know people are rolling their eyes out there. 400. How can you survive on 492 calories? Well, it's because I had the rest of it on board to be eaten. That's how, you know. Is that healthy? Probably not. But this is not a long-term thing. It's not my goal to get under 500 calories every day. But that's the way it fell out. And honest to Pete, it kind of fell out that way Friday, or fell out that way Thursday too. I'm not hungry, and you know, as much as when you are hungry, you can't stop eating. If you're not hungry, it's a little hard to just shove stuff down your throat and try to keep it there. So, just the hunger being turned off thing for me is a big deal, because that's you know, I've complained to any number of doctors and medical professionals and number of nutritionists, only the last 2 of whom were trained enough to understand that some people have that little thing that tells everybody to be hungry at 5 minutes to 6 that most of us have. My button is on. It's locked down with duct tape over the lock. There's a guy standing there with a little metaphorical pistol daring somebody to turn that switch off. So you stay hungry 24 hours a day, you have a tendency to eat anytime you're awake. And so I'm not doing that. Not hungry, so I'm not eating. And I don't know that that's a better system, but it's very different than not be hungry all the time. It's not to belittle somebody who is in a bad way with stuff, but I can't imagine it'd be a whole lot different than an alcoholic that wants a drink, or drug addicts that want drugs. Certainly food can be a drug. I'm not one of those people that binge ate when I was sad or binge ate when I was happy. I just frickin' ate all the time. So, you know, when you're hungry, you eat. Didn't matter. The mood didn't matter. The food did. So, Anyway, that system I'm hoping is going to go by the way, and any of you out there that have that problem, for God's sakes, go see somebody. Keep looking for a nutritionist or somebody, and I don't mean it at any of the big name brand weight loss places. I'm talking about somebody with a certificate on the wall, with a lab coat or a stethoscope, somebody that really knows their shit. The people at the name brand weight loss clinics are out there to make a buck. This is not to say that the medical professionals are not out there to make a buck, but they didn't open up their medical clinic. They went to med school to become a professional. They didn't go to a 2-day class in Orlando to open their franchise somewhere. So, so let's see. What else? Well, hang on. Let me look at my notes here real quick. What does that say? So anyway, like I was saying earlier, the inside of my head looks like a, mentally it's a jigsaw puzzle, and I just was running from one thing to the other, and finally I decided this morning, or actually this afternoon, we had gone outside this morning to try to do 2 or 3 things, and the 2 or 3 things I tried to get done just didn't happen. Couldn't get anywhere near the beehive to spread out the wood chips, and it was, I don't have the riding lawnmower running so that I could hook the yard trailer up, fill it up with wood chips, and take them down to the other places I want to put wood chips. So in essence, I gave up. I said, the heck with it, it's not going to get done. These jobs are just going to, when I come home, they'll be here, and hopefully I'm not sick so long that the wood chips rot away in the front yard. But I'll get things done in the time that they need to be done. The only thing I really have left here, 2 things I have left to do that have to be done. I have to get clothes and big boy toys together to go to the hospital on Monday, and I have to sometime tomorrow I've got to do a beehive inspection. I've got to get in that hive one last time while I can still lift and move everything, and get in there and look around and make sure that everything is copacetic. I know that they're working over that honey super I put on there, because I can look down in there and see with a flashlight that they're working it over. They have I put some pollen patties in the top of the beehive for those of you that are into bees. For those of you that are not into bees, pollen patties are either real honest to God flower pollen, or they are artificial substitutes. And that's what mine are. It's all the same nutrients and mixture and stuff that they would get from the pollen, and it's between 2 little pieces of hiccups. Sorry, between 2 pieces of wax paper, and just slide the whole thing on top of the hive. Put the inner cover on, put the lid back on, and they go after it. Well, they were so enamored of this pollen patty that I put in there. I still have the screen cover on the top of the beehive for airflow, because we had almost 90-degree days this week. It's nice today, but that means the inside of the hive's a little hot. And I left that screen lid on there, and they have literally, this is old-fashioned wire screen, where the pollen patty is laying on top of the frames. They've actually domed up the wire screen from so many of them being on top of that pollen patty, that they've literally had enough pressure between the pollen patty and the screen to make a dimple in the top of the screen. And, so it's not supposed to be concave or convex, but right now it's convex from them packing onto that thing. I've also been giving them a quart or quart and a half, or a quart or 2 quarts of sugar water every day. And because I'm going to be out of action for a number of days, I'm going to mix up a big batch tomorrow. And on Monday, just before I leave, I'm going to take the 3.5-gallon batch bucket out there and put it up on some cinder blocks right near the beehive, so that they don't have to go far for it. And once they find it, they'll do their little bee dance and tell each other where it is. I will undoubtedly feed some feral bees, and when I was batch feeding before, I was feeding feral bees, because my bees are over here, and I had bees from over here coming, and so there are feral bees out there. I know that. I wish I knew where they were. They wouldn't be feral for long. They'd be out there. But that's really the only thing I got left to do is that bee inspection. The rest of this stuff, I've given up. I don't care. It's not that I don't care. Let me rephrase that. It's not that I don't care, but this is stuff that can be done or undone, left undone. So I'm left it undone. End of conversation. Excuse me. I guess that's about it. I'm going to continue on today. I got, a couple more shakes to eat, some more beef and chicken bouillon, and I'll take my meds tonight, try to get some sleep. I got clothes to wash, but I'm going to wash clothes while I'm watching that big screen TV over there. I did find out, however, that I can stream stuff to my new tablet that I bought. And I may, in fact, once I get to the hospital, if they've got Wi-Fi, see if I can stream some channels on the tablet that they don't have at the hospital. I think they've got 26 channels. 3 of them are about the hospital. One is like what to do in an emergency. The other ones, they've always got one about the newborn wing of the hospital where all the babies are. And they usually have another one where they rotate what it is. If you've got heart trouble, do this. If you think you do that, just informational stuff. So that means you're down to 23 channels. And then once you get to the 23 channels, the first 4 or 5 are going to be local ones plus whatever your local PBS is. So that means you're now down to 18. And of the 18 channels, 2 are going to be kids channels, Cartoon Network and Sprout, something like that. So now you're down to 16. Well, then you start paring those down, and pretty soon you're watching reruns of Law and Order, and you're going out of your mind because you've been in the hospital once. So the last time I was up there for 3 days, and I got so doinked out over the doink from watching the show that I was ready to doink shoot myself in the doink. I like the show, but you can only watch so many reruns of something so many times, and so as I said the other day, I'm pretty much like a little kid when I go to the hospital. I don't like being there. I don't want to eat the food. I'm mad at everybody that comes in. I don't want to take the yucky medicine. I don't know, there's got to be a 5th one there somewhere. I'd rather be somewhere else. And even though this is being done by my choosing, I would just soon have it done on the dining room table if it was sanitary enough, and then I could just come back over here and sit on the couch. Unfortunately, I don't think my doctor's going to go for that. I didn't even ask because most of them just tell you no. I guess that's about it. I've actually used these notes down here, and I know that, hang on a second. I don't want anybody to throw the bullshit flag on me. I literally have notes. I put them on the thing there. That's graph paper, but and God knows nobody can read my handwriting. Hey, look, Kilroy was here. So I really did make notes. As previously stated, this was take 291.4, trying to get this done. So I guess from now on, I'm going to do that. I certainly got through it in more timely manner. Perhaps if I had organized my notes and just instead of writing just stuff down, or just writing stuff down, would have been better. So I guess that's been it. Let me see real quick. What do we got here? I have 4. Wait a minute, 526. I thought we started at 526. I don't know anymore. It's 5:26 on Saturday, the 16th. The 16th. It is 5:36 on the 22nd of October in the year of our Lord 2016. Yes, I'm old enough to remember when people said that. And I will let everyone go. You can go back to whatever you were doing. Thanks for hanging in there if you're watching this silliness, and especially thank you if you're sending little arrow prayers up to whatever God you pray to, and to keep this fat dude going. And if you're finding any inspiration in this, God help you, because I was told early on that the best thing I'd ever be able to be is a bad influence or a bad example. That was it. I was told by a high school teacher once that I could always serve as a bad example. Now that's the kind of teacher you want right there. So anyway, I will let you go because I got other stuff to do, and evidently Rusty wants something. I got to figure out what the heck it is. I have to put on my We're gonna have to do that thing Spock used to do, figure out what the dog wants. I don't guess anything else is to be said. I've used all my notes. I threw the notes on the floor. The dog is sitting here quietly. The phone hasn't rung, and I need to go get a drink. Water. Can't drink alcohol for a while either. So we're going to back out of here semi-gracefully. It's the only way a fat guy can do things. And we will talk at y'all tomorrow sometime. Hey, be well. It's your old buddy Steve-O. We're signing off. Me and Rusty the Wonder. Come here. Come on. Get up here. There he is. Me and Rusty the Wonder Dog are going to say goodnight, and we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Dude, I'm not into that. Bye. Don't stick your tongue in my nose. Phew. That was nasty.